Welcome in, everyone, to episode 32 of Midnight Mass. And holy crap. That's not a song we usually play here. It's not really one I remember, actually, but I was like, okay, what's one we haven't heard in a while, or what's one I don't tend to play? That one came up, and I'm like, okay. I don't think that's one of my favorites, but it's still pretty good. But anyway, welcome in, everyone. Episode 32 of Midnight Mass. This year is almost fucking over. I mean, we got, 20 weeks? 20 more episodes of Midnight Mass, I think, give or take. Man, I can't wait for episode 50. That's going to be so much fun. You know what? When is episode 50? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would be the, look at the 13th of December. Interesting. Nice. Sunday the 13th. But that's in a couple months. Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about what's going on right now. And what's going on right now is I really do have to come on here and say thank everyone. That was because within the last week, I've had a full day of over 1,000 views on my channel, on whatever I've created, shorts, videos. Yesterday was absolutely insane because I did a stream, a Red Dead Redemption 2 stream. It was kind of a makeup stream because I wasn't able to do one on Thursday because I just did not feel good. So I did a makeup stream yesterday of Red Dead Redemption 2, and it did absolutely insane. It was insane. I was watching the numbers on my phone, and it was just like, I can't believe that there's that many people watching me do basically nothing. I drove into another car, well, horse and buggy. I shot someone by mistake. You know, it was just me being terrible at, Red Dead Redemption 2. And I had like 60 fucking people concurrent watching, and it got 160 something. I was just watching it over the last 24 hours. It is now my most viewed stream ever. It got over 200 views. It's insane. I'm just like, holy shit, 200 views for that. And what's insane, because on top of that, last episode of Midnight Mass broke a personal record of mine as well, which is the most viewed episode of Midnight Mass. So, holy shit. Just the last week has been insane. And I hope to continue with this week. I hope this week is just as good. But I'm going to start off by, I'm just going to crack open this. Oh, wait, gotta play it. Almost forgot. There we go.
Feel like a monster. I hate what I've become. The nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
That's right. This week I have Monster Energy Nitro, the super dry one. And it's kind of got like this weird citrusy flavor to it. Kind of like a weird grapefruit, maybe orange, but it's got more of a grapefruit flavor, which I'm not typically into grapefruit. I don't like it. But it's not bad. So yeah, that's what's been going on. I have just been insane days on this channel in terms of what I typically get. Nothing super far out amazing, but for this channel and for only been doing this a year, yeah, it's awesome. And speaking of making it a year, me and Leo over from Steve Dave's channel are in kind of a little bit of a wager. We both kind of want to see if I can get to 200 subscribers before September 21st. September 21st being the first, when I first uploaded to YouTube last year, 2025, September 21st was the first video I ever uploaded to YouTube. And I want to see if I can hit 200 subscribers before that. I am currently at 171. So I need 29 more subscribers. So for those out there, And of course, in the future, the way off future, please share the channel out. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because I really want to hit that goal. I really want to hit 200 by the first year. I mean, I would love to hit 300 or 500. I'd love to, whatever. Because in terms of what I need for monetization on this channel, I actually have almost 2/3 of what I need for views. Because I need 3,000 views within the last year, 3 uploads, and I think 3 uploads in the last month, and which is no problem because streams count, and I need 500 subscribers. So I don't have anywhere near 500 subscribers, but I do have really close to 3,000 views in the last year, and I also am obviously hitting my 3 uploads. I get 3 uploads in a week, just doing my streams. So there's that. So yeah, I'd really like to hit 200 by then. And as you can see, the stream boss is really, really getting down. Lunatic is known to come in and just kick the door in. So if you guys want to, team up and take him out before he gets here, Streamlabs down below. There I have a bunch of pop-ups. Again, so many that have not been seen, so many of that have not been hit, and some fan favorites like the fish cannon, the new one I uploaded last week, the Squigga donation. So, if you wish to take him out, because he's 500,000. I mean, a quick blame the Jews 5667, that'll make you stream boss right off the bat, if you wish to incline. But yeah, still, hit like, share it out, and if you are so generous, because I do appreciate it, hit up Streamlabs down below. We have Keisha in the chat. Hey, we have Donka in the chat. So I have a lot to talk about because a lot has happened in the last week. It always does. There's always news to talk about. That's what I love. But I also want to talk about beyond just the standard bullshit of news, because it just gets boring. And like I was saying, I kind of wanted to celebrate a little bit today. I really wanted to come on and celebrate because, I finally hit, a full day, over 1,000. I'm breaking stream records for this channel, which is insane, which is crazy considering what I'm doing. I didn't think a Red Dead Redemption stream would hit 200 views. That's crazy to me. But it did, and I'm really happy, and I'm really proud of that. Excuse me. And I am really thankful. Thankful for the community I have built even before I even did this channel. I was this community, this offshoot of Gulf City and AAA GPP, which is now Double Barrel, and which melds into Steve Dave's corner of the internet, his community, the Silence Banter. I mean, getting to go on his show did so much, and I thank him for it, because so many of his people have come over here, so many of his people have become regulars, and both in chat and in game. There's so many of them are just constant Jackbox players, which is awesome. I love playing Jackbox. I mean, in fact, me and Drunkle, we had our fun today for his stream. Oh man. Oh, I got him clipped saying something, and I'm not gonna say it here because I don't want to get clipped. But yeah, if you haven't, go check out that one. That was fucking hysterical. But that's always fun. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful and happy for, this side of the internet. Yeah, this is pretty good. But we got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to do. As you can see from the tagline of today's episode 32, tuck around and find out, because, well, we're going to have to talk about Tucker Carlson. I don't really want to, but I have to. Hey, Big Dro, speaking of which, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Can you say it while you're on? No, I'm not saying it. I am not going to say it. You can kiss my... Welcome in, Big Dro. Might as well just get started with the show. Might as well get started with the news since I'm by myself this week. And, yeah, I have really not much more to say. But, you know, I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. And I hope this is a final kickoff to your weekend. Because let's start with what has happened on this day in history. Well, we like to learn what things happened throughout the world, throughout history.
You think you know me?
On this day,
Oh, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. Oof. Okay, well, anyway. On this day in history, today is August 9th. What has happened on this day throughout the course of human history? In 48 BC, Caesar's civil war, Julius Caesar decisively defeats Pompey the Great at the Battle of Pharsalus, forcing Pompey to flee to Egypt. In 378, the Battle of Adrianople, Adrianople, I don't know. Gothic rebel army defeats the Roman forces under Emperor Valens, who is killed. Wow. Oh, there's some interesting stuff I just saw. Not gonna get there yet. 1790, Robert Gray's Columbia Rediviva returns to Boston after a 3-year journey as the first American ship to circumnavigate the globe. 1898, Rudolf Diesel of Germany obtains patent number 608,845 for his internal combustion engine, later known as the diesel engine. Obviously, it was named after the guy. In 1942, Mahatma Gandhi and 50 others are arrested in Bombay after passing out of a Quit India motion and campaign by the All India Congress Committee. Wow. And this is probably the big one. In 1945, the United States drops the second atomic bomb dubbed Fat Man on Nagasaki, Japan, destroying part of the city and basically ending the war. And in doing so, saved a whole bunch of lives. Spore is out. Okay, in 1965, Singapore separates from the Federation of Malaysia and gains independence. Richard Nixon's resignation letter. Oh no. In 1974, Richard Nixon resigns as President of the United States, and Vice President Gerald Ford takes the oath of office to become the 38th president. In 2020, dispute Belarusian presidential election sees longtime dictator Alexander Lukashenko officially win 80% of the votes, but unofficially lose 60 to 70% of the votes to main opposition candidate Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, whatever, some foreign shit, sparking widespread protests in Belarus and international condemnation. Well, that's what happened on this day in history. Interesting. I mean, the biggest one for me is the bombing of Nagasaki happened today. Wow. Hey, Nyala, welcome in. And speaking of, I was talking about, Stream Boss and stuff. This month, Nyala has positioned herself at the top of the leaderboard for Streamlabs. I just want to say, ew. Are you guys really going to let a woman and a Canadian on top of that be the top fucking position in Streamlabs? Ew. Just Ew. Don't let that. Don't force me to do that. Don't force me to give praise to Canada. That's just, no. Just, ew. Can't allow that. We cannot allow that, guys. Ugh. Check food. I will check food when I am free to do so. What's wrong with Canada and women? I don't have enough time to talk to you about that here, Dro. Canada doesn't really exist, and women, well, women are annoying. Women are a lot of things. I can do that right now. Check food. Food. What is my food? Oh, a cafeteria. What? What is that? I guess strawberry cheesecake? Is that strawberry cheesecake? I made a thing. I am eating the most well-known street food in Hiroshima. Oh, hey, Bridget, welcome in. I don't think I've really ever seen you over here, at least on this show. But hey, welcome in. That's cool. I made a thing. What is that, Donka? My guess is a strawberry cheesecake, but I can't tell if that's what that is. If I'm wrong, that's food porn. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, guys, welcome in. We're gonna start the show. Start the official news for the show. Strawberry. I'm gonna guess, and you mean moose, not mouse. So, no, usually I'm busy on Sundays. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. I don't mind. But, yeah, welcome in. We're going to get to the news, which means we're going to have to start talking about things that happen in the world today. A couple things, actually. We've got some updates from previous articles, specifically updates from last week's titular article. Remember last week's titular article, Spain Redefined, was about how there's a bunch of Spanish people that are having to now deal with Moroccan invaders. We'll call them. We're just going to say. No, it's strawberry. You heard of strawberry strawberry mouse cake. No, I can't say I've ever actually heard of that, but I certainly think it looks good. It certainly is delicious. I love cake. I like strawberries. Can't see how anything would be bad. As long as it's not made with real mouse. But, no, an update from last week's article is that the death toll hits triple digits. Thousands of Africans remain in Spanish City in aftermath of... What's this? Let's see this word? Invasion. Invasion. It is an absolute invasion. And there is no other words for it. But, I mean, as you can see, look at all these women and children, right? So look at all of these hungry, poor, struggling women and children just trying to, get out of Africa. No, these are all militant age Muslim men. It has been a week since the invasion of Spain, and the authorities are still dealing with the fallout as thousands remain and the death toll climbs. The BBC reported Thursday that between 3,000 and 5,000 illegal aliens are still in the small Spanish city located in North Africa. Okay. Let's see where... Oh, the outlet reported 78,000 crossings had taken place since the invasion began. Yes, continue to use the word as it is. It is absolutely an invasion. Nothing more, nothing less. The crossings came from Spain's Supreme Court ruled that migrants stopped at sea while trying to reach Ceuta or Melilla cannot be summarily returned to Morocco, the BBC reported. The AP blamed runaway online rumors that border between Morocco and Spain was opening up. The mayor and president of Ceuta, Juan Jesus Vivas, expressed profound sorrow to the European Parliament over the deaths of 100 people, calling it irreparable tragedy. 100 people are already fucking dead because you wanted to open the doors and be kind and snuggle up to Islam. That is just what they are doing. The amount of blood on the hands of politicians, especially in Europe, is just, it's buckets at this point, and they need to be held accountable in any fucking way possible. Again, this is nothing short of invasion. And I say this all the time. How do you know you're a conquered people? The AP reported that some have drowned while trying to swim, and others were killed in a stampede over a breakwater barrier. Despite expressing sadness, Vivas commented on a geopolitical dimension of the invasion as Ceuta shares a border with Morocco. He said this was an unequivocal attack, adding, "Our people feel sad, helpless, anxious, fearful, and worried, and they have good reason to, because it is inevitable to wonder whether this will happen again." The AP reported that since last week, Spain has installed a 1,600-foot-long barrier at the sea border. Wow, that's what it takes to get a fucking border? That's it? I mean, what does it look like? Is it just a fence? Do they have a picture? Oh, okay. We have African migrants in Ceuta complain about treatment. No food, no blankets. I'm sorry. Go home. You can't invade a nation and then bitch and complain that you're not being pampered like it's a 5-star fucking resort. Go away. You don't belong here. If you wish to come in, and Spain will allow you in, and you will honor the Spanish culture, people, and you will integrate, fine, but that's not what you're doing. You're invading. Nothing less. No food, no blankets. So these people, they complain, and they use the idea that they're coming in for a better life. They're coming in because where they come from is so poor, so black. But then they come here and it's like, well, why aren't we being taken care of? We're still poor here. Well, okay, well, maybe go back to your own nation where at least there you're poor, but it's your fucking country. I don't care. You don't belong here, and you don't have fair say. You don't get to break into someone's house and then demand that they don't give you food from their fucking fridge and a blanket from their closet. You fucking parasitic scum. Man, this Monster Nitro is good. Ugh. Just sitting and complaining about how they're not being cared for. Tommy Robinson. Oh, dude, that guy... I am surprised he is still around. I'm surprised that guy has not been taken. I'm not even going to speak it into the universe. Right now, invading Moroccans in Ceuta. I actually have no idea how to say. I've not heard that said. I've only seen it typed, so I could be saying it 100 different ways. Carry an injured man through the streets screaming, "Aloha snack bar." When you're doing this, You don't get to complain that you're not being pampered. When you come into a nation that, look, Spain, famously Catholic. I would say a lot of Europe is actually very secular right now. I would say even America is fairly secular right now. But for the sake of argument, Spain, a well-known Catholic nation, you don't get to just barge through the door and scream "Aloha snack bar." You don't belong here. You need to go. Aloha snack bar. Aloha snack bar. Yeah. Why are you not getting pampered? Why are you not getting food and blankets? Yeah, shit like this. You shouldn't even be there. Again, look at all of those middle, those poor women and children in the middle of a flee for their lives to escape poverty and war and shit. Enjoy your lurk, Leo. But before you do so, share it out, because I want to beat you in that bet. I want to hit 200. Wow. Just fucking wow. If you go to Spain, you're going to have all that you want. Let's see, on Friday, International AIDS report. One of these men who told him every Moroccan they want to go to Europe. Moroccans want to come to Spain. Let's see, more than 37, almost 3,800 migrants have returned to Morocco after an estimated 60,000 So, little over half returned. It's not enough. All of them need to go because none of them fucking belong.
When we come together to enter,
look at this.
Spain, we gotta...
How is this not the equivalent of like ants swarming? That's what this is. This is just a group of ants swarming a picnic. That's all this is, and it's just being. You can't say anything because then you're somehow racist or whatever. And it's like, no, it has nothing to do with brown or yellow or whatever. It's an invasion of people that don't care. They want free stuff. They want government fucking handouts. That's all they want. And they're military-age men, so they want to conquer Spain. I said this last week. Remember, the Muslim conquest of Spain and the Muslim holding of Spain was a big part of why the original Crusades kicked off. And quite frankly, right now, I would love to see the 1066. Because we need another crusade today. This cannot be allowed to continue. And you got, almost 3,800 or 38,000 left. I don't care. All of them need to go. Every fucking one of them. They need to get gone. And speaking of, we were talking about it's only a matter of time before something happens to Tommy Robinson. Well, something happened to another one. Nick Shirley, independent journalist, a true, actual journalist. Nick Shirley violently attacked, chased with a knife, and stoned by the invaders in Spain. This dude has brass fucking balls. This guy, wow, I would not go to Spain right now. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't have gone to Spain before all this. You think I want to go now? But damn. Brave independent journalist and YouTuber Nick Shirley, at Nick Shirley, is once again risking life and limb to show the world the truth that the globalist media and open borders politicians desperately want to hide, while documenting the massive Moroccan migrant surge into the Spanish enclave of Ceuta. Shirley was violently attacked, chased down a hill by a knife-wielding psychopathic invader, pelted with rocks, and forced to seek protection from the Spanish police. To seek protection from the... Okay, because that made it sound like he was seeking protection like they were attacking. What the hell? Oh. Was it... Oh, Donka. Oh my god, Donka. Is that not what that was? I thought it was 1066. Was it... Okay, I am... You know what? Let me remedy this, dude. Let me figure out what it was supposed to be. Oh, I am... You know what? You know what, dude? It was 1095, but because you still were able to do it, I'm going to put the 1095 up. I'm sorry, it was actually 1095, not 1060. I think that the thing is 1066 was Sinatra's, if I'm not mistaken. That's my bad, but let me go through alert box. Where is it? Oh, dear Lord, I am gonna have to try and look. Oh. Jesus Christ. Is it this one? 1095. Okay.
What'll you take?
Let me... Okay, why is this doing that? No, okay.
What'll you take?
We will take Jerusalem! Deus vos, Deus vos, Deus vos, Deus vos, Deus vos.
There we go. That's the one that I was supposed to... that I meant. Not 1060s. Oh my god. But in all fairness, let me still say thank you, Donka, for the 1066, even though that it was... I messed up. Sir, this is a Starbucks. And I think that actually fucks up Stream Boss just a little bit. Does that really say... Let me refresh. Oh, no. That makes Kevin our Stream Boss? What the fuck? Oh, wait, why is this all... This is all fucked up. What is... This is not... Okay, that is supposed to be... Okay, whatever. I don't know why that's like that. It's not a big deal. But anyway, thanks for the 1066, Donka. And enjoy the donation for an extra 20-something. Anyway, yeah, thank you. I think that would almost put fix it in post. No, what happened is there's something that there's a ticker for alerts, and it for some reason it's not lined up right in my OBS. But anyway, thanks Donka for the 1066. And anyways, if anyone else wants to see any other version of Deus Vaults or Crusader or funny donations, I do have a whole bunch. I honestly should stop saying what amount it is because I always get it wrong. So it's in the description. If there's one you want to see, it's down there. You know, there's a whole bunch of them that haven't been. And in fact, actually, that one, I think that's the first time that one's actually supposed to have been hit. So that was the first time that was hit. I believe. I could be wrong, but that's the first time that was hit. But thank you again, Donka. Let's see, where was I? Okay, there we go. In a harrowing video footage circulating widely on X, Shirley can be heard shouting in real time, "We're getting chased. He has a knife. He's got a knife. We got people throwing stuff at us. He's throwing rocks." An invader is heard yelling, "Fuck, come here, cut the camera." Let's see. Ooh. I got chased by a knife. I got chased by a knife chasing man. Okay, I guess we meant to say knife wielding. I don't know.
Then headed to the center of the town with the citizen vigilante Mancia. However, within minutes, we were chased out. So now people here to feel safe, they're walking around with their dogs. Yeah. Because Muslims do not like dogs.
Yeah. Keep the cameras on. And keep the dogs with you.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now we got people throwing stuff at us. ¿Qué hizo? Look, he's got the rocks now. He's throwing rocks. Oh shit. They're throwing rocks. No. Look, now we're getting chased. He has a knife. He has a knife. He's got a knife. He's got a knife. Just like that, we have finished our mission here in Spain. We showed you guys the truth of what was actually going on, and we finished with a knife. We finished with a knife chase down the hill, and then got escorted back up to our car from the Spanish police. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing.
Yes, guys, do so. Subscribe to Nick Shirley as well as me. And if you haven't already, follow him on X. This dude has got brass fucking balls. I couldn't, man. That's insane. Oof. And more updates from last week's show. That's why I put so much of this stuff at the beginning. Senate Homeland Security Committee passes Fauci contempt resolution. Rand Paul to immediately send resolution to DOJ to indict Fauci. Get this piece of garbage in front of a judge. I don't know if there's a person other than maybe Hassan Piker, fucking commie pinko flaggot. I despise more than Fauci. There is not a person other than him I despise more, because Fauci, what he did to the, not just this country, but to the world, should never, ever be forgotten. And I understand, I have many times said that there has been some silver linings in the COVID lockdown era. Meeting this community, or at least getting to hang out with this community a lot more, because, well, everyone's in lockdown, everyone's at home playing games. Let's get a pummel party session going. Let's play some Among Us. And yeah, that was great. But the irreparable damage that person has done to a generation of children, it cannot be forgotten. I mean, it can be forgiven. Technically speaking, as a Christian, I do have to. That doesn't mean I forget. That just means that I don't hold on to the hate. But I do hold on to the hope of justice. And this piece of shit, who had a pardon and couldn't answer the question of what fucking tie color he had to plead the fifth. Well, motherfucker, time to get indicted. I just hope something actually comes of this. Senator Rand Paul, Republican from Kentucky, contempt resolution against Dr. I don't even think he should be considered a doctor. Anthony Fauci passed in the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, chaired by Paul. Democrats on the committee attempted to table the resolution ahead of today's vote, but their efforts were blocked by the Republican majority. Let it never be said that the parties are the same. Are the parties the same? Fucking no. Are there feckless, spineless, jellyfish Republicans? Abso-fucking-lutely, and we'll start talking about that as soon as we get to the main article today. Hopefully we can get through to the video, though it's a very long video. I don't think we'll have time for it entirely, but there are. But are the parties the same? No. No, one party is going full force into communism, Islamism, and the other party is actually trying to do something. I mean, you may not like Trump, but he's done more to actually attempt something than any other. Has he waved his magic wand and got rid of all the migrants? No. But 80 to 90% drop? I think that's a good thing. And this, well, let's see what if something actually comes of it. Let's take a look.
Seeing no other motions, the question is on reporting of an original resolution regarding contempt of Congress. The clerk will call the roll.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Langford.
Aye.
Senator Scott.
Yes.
Senator Hawley.
Aye.
Senator Moreno.
On behalf of the millions of people harmed by Anthony Fauci, resoundingly yes.
Senator Ernst.
Absolutely.
Senator Moody. Senator Peters.
No.
Senator Hassan. No. Senator Blumenthal. Senator Fetterman. Senator Kim. Senator Gallego.
No by proxy.
Senator Slotkin.
No by proxy.
Senator Paul.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, on the vote of those present, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5. On the vote by proxy, and for the record only, the yeas are 0, the nays are 2. On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
Cancel that. Did it say who? Does it say? Let's see if this says who. Okay, so Fauci knowingly provided a full and unconditional pardon dated January 19th of 2025 for any offense against the United States which he may have committed or taken part of during the period from January of 2014. Keep in mind, that's when the gain of function research started. Through the date of this pardon arising from or in any matter related to his services as director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Let's see, whereas he upon being asked question permit to the questions under inquiry, Dr. Fauci refused to answer, again citing the Fifth Amendment, something he really shouldn't be able to do because he has a full fucking pardon. It doesn't say who voted for what. I wanted to see what Fetterman... I think Fetterman said he said yay, but I can't be certain. Because, Fetterman... I like him, but he still does vote with his party sometimes, even though his party is fucking scum. Paul discussed the upcoming vote in an appearance on Newsmax on Wednesday, where he announced plans to send the resolution to the Department of Justice immediately. There is some legal discussion and casework and precedent on this, and so we will put this forward. We will make no arguments, he said. If it passes out of committee tomorrow, which I hope it will, and apparently it has, I will immediately send it to the Department of Justice and ask them to continue proceedings to come down with indictment.
Yes, I think we will pass it out tomorrow out of committee. I hope some Democrats will join us, but I think there's a real possibility that the vote is along party lines. There is a significant legal question. If you're granted complete immunity with a presidential pardon, not only complete immunity for a few crimes, for all crimes over a 10-year period, if you have immunity, can you plead the fifth that, I don't want to self-incriminate myself when you already have immunity? There is some legal discussion and casework and precedent on this. And so we will put this forward. We will make our arguments. If it passes out of committee tomorrow, which I hope that it will, I will immediately send it to the Department of Justice and ask them to continue proceedings, to come down with an indictment.
Good. Fucking bring this little gnome up and keep him... Well, you can't do it indefinitely, because I think at most you can get him with a fine and a year in jail. That is well under what this piece of shit deserves. But, you know, again, as a Christian, I think he will get what he deserves far later in the future when he is finally dead and dusted. But that is not up to me. But he definitely deserves more than a year in jail. He does not deserve to ever see the light of day again. After what he has done, the damage he has done to relationships, the amount of suicide, drug overdose, divorce, domestic abuse, the isolation he has caused children to be even further. But one thing that I think Steve Dave brought this up last week is the one thing that he did cause is that a lot of parents started to wake up to what their kids were being taught in school because their kids were now at home 24/7. And again, yeah, silver linings, always try to look for them, but man, the cons that he did, not just to this country but to the world, he had entire nations bending the knee to this little gnome. No, a year in jail is not nearly enough, on a fine. No. But that, I believe, is all of the update articles from last week. Let's get to more current shit. Chipotle. Okay, so this is kind of an update from last week, but not totally. Chipotle takes jalapenos off the menu after new diarrhea scare. So it's not just Taco Bell that is giving people the squirts. It's now Chipotle jalapenos. And as you can see here, we need you now more than ever, Billy Mays. We need Chipotle way. Great. So now the $20 burritos make you sick. Yeah, didn't they already? Hey, Billy Mays here with Chipotle way. Are you tired of jalapenos from Chipotle giving you diarrhea? Honestly, I have never even seen a Chipotle, let alone eaten that one. And I've never been to a Taco Bell either. You know, that's not the fast food I have around here, so. But apparently, new diarrhea-causing outbreak, because that's what we need. And as someone with UC, yay, that's what we need. More people getting the squirts from produce. Maybe if Juan Carlos and, you know, Pablo down the fucking block in the lettuce field wouldn't stop wiping their ass with the fucking peppers, you know, maybe hire Americans and not dirty fucking crop dusting Mexicans. Oh boy. Hey, Baba. Welcome in. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Prompting Chipotle to change the menu. Chipotle has taken jalapenos off the menu as salmonella has taken over the spicy peppers, particularly ones from Sinaloa, Mexico. Okay, can we just put things in America? Can we just grow things in America? I have so many stomach problems. I wouldn't even. I mean, yeah, I'm right there with you. I wouldn't fucking know. Food doesn't really affect me. It's not really food that bothers me. It's more, you know, stress that affects my UC. And I've had a fucking terrible flare. Just in terms of like, it won't go away. I have been feeling so fucking drained, which is why yesterday I had to do a makeup stream for Red Dead Redemption, which turned out to be a great idea because that's now, as I said, my most viewed stream. I mean, I have more people who viewed my stream than I have actual subscribers. Like, that happening on a video, sure, that I can understand. But more people watched my stream of me being terrible as an outlaw than actually subscribed to my channel by like 30. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, and Baba, this week's monster, Monster Energy Nitro Super Dry, and it tastes like grapefruit. Even smells like grapefruit. Another nasty foodborne illness is rapidly spreading across the country, sickening 345 people in 27 states. Let's see, what are the states? Let's see. It looks like Florida is pretty much nothing. They got 2 to 4 in Florida. That's good. I'm surprised California is even less than Florida, considering they're like, you know, right on Mexico. So that's interesting. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is monitoring a salmonella outbreak tied to jalapenos sourced from Mexico and supplied by California-based Coast Citrus Distribution to restaurants like whatever and Chipotle, both of which announced they were proactively removing the peppers from their menu. Colorado and Minnesota represent the majority of the cases so far. Again, surprising, actually. But of course, distribution, delivery, whatever. Nothing stops anything anymore. With 110 cases each. Wow. While Illinois has 30 confirmed in cases, and Kansas has 13. Minnesota health officials said among those sickened in the state is 89% had eaten from Chipotle between June 14th and July 14th. I'm starting to think that we can avoid explosive diarrhea epidemics by avoiding all foods from Mexico. Yeah, that's a great start. Let's, like, stop ordering food from Mexico. I have never seen that one. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know why they call it super dry, but whatever. But it's pretty good. I've had it before. Yeah, so I think if we want to stop all these outbreaks, let's just stop getting food from Mexico. I think that's just good. You know, if we want jalapenos, I'm pretty sure there's places in Texas, Nevada, California that have ample climate for jalapenos. Do we really need to go to California? Like, imagine. People don't realize how fucking massive the United States is as a country. We have every biome imaginable. Do we really need to go to other countries for a lot of things? I mean, sure, maybe minerals. I'd understand, but we could grow so much stuff here. Like, we don't fucking need Mexico. We can give our own people diarrhea from lettuce, thank you very much. We don't need to import it. Yeah, let's just stop eating things from Mexico. In summary, we've got explosive diarrhea from iceberg lettuce via cyclospore. And now we've got more with some salmonella-laced jalapenos from Mexico. Oh my lord, that's absolutely fucking insane. Ugh. And you know what, guys? If you're out there thinking, you know what, I really would love to spend $20 on a burrito. If you were out there before this came up and you were thinking, like, hey, I want to spend $20, get me an Uber Eats burrito, I can tell you, you know what? Save that $20 and give it to me instead. Oh, because I don't know what game tomorrow we're going to be playing. Oh, we might play some Among Us. Might play some Cards Against Humanity. I actually don't know what we're going to do yet. I still have to get new Jackbox, but I got things I got to do. It's not this week. Next weekend, well, technically next Monday is my mom's birthday. And I have to save up to take her somewhere. Maybe I'm gonna try and take her out to dinner, or maybe get her some dinner, something special for her birthday. So, yeah, if you want to help out with that, Streamlabs also is down below. If you want to spend $20 on a burrito that might give you diarrhea, or spend $20 so I can buy my mom a burrito. I don't know how that works. I'll figure it out. Let's move on, because I don't really care much for Taco Bell or Chipotle. I've never had either. A federal judge rules that major portions of the National Firearms Act are unconstitutional. Well, what do you know? Most of the ATF, as you can see in parentheses here, very gay. Very gay, okay? The ATF is super gay. Like, there's fetish gear men out there and during a pride parade, you know, blowing each other in the middle of the street. Not nearly as gay as the ATF. Not nearly as gay. The ATF, very, very gay. That's interesting. So the ATF and a lot of their bullshit is highly unconstitutional. I mean, you don't say. Or what did Archer say? Duh and or hello? Yeah, we kind of knew this. The ATF itself is fucking unconstitutional. We have the right to defend ourselves. A federal judge, finally doing something good, has ruled that major portions of the National Firearms Act are unconstitutional after Congress eliminated certain taxes on suppressors, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and other covered firearms. So removing taxes and saying that the ATF is unconstitutional and, of course, thus very gay. Cool. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. But before you get too excited, this does not mean you can grab 3 suppressors during your Labor Day sale. Boo. This is a ruling that only applies to the plaintiffs in the case of the Silencer Shop Foundation and the Gun Owners of America brought against the ATF, which remains insanely gay. See? It still says it. The ATF, insanely gay. Super gay. And I love this. I love your gay pride shirt, ATF. On August 5th, Judge James Wesley Hendricks... Purpleys. In Northern District of Texas, of course it's Texas, ruled that Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill last year, major regulatory...
Damn you Jews! I was eating Cheerios
oh my God.
this morning and I had one that wasn't a perfect circle. It's the fucking Jews trying to brainwash me again. Jews, why?
Oh my fucking God, I finally get to... Holy shit! I have been wanting to see that one for so goddamn long. Oh, that's awesome. Choose why. Actually, I have that on, I have that as my soundboard, actually.
Choose why.
Happy early birthday. Oh my God. Baba, that was amazing. That was, of course it had to be you to send that one. Is that racist? I think that's kind of racist. I don't care. Let me take a look, and thank you. Thank you, Baba Yaga. That was incredibly generous. I've been wanting to see that one for so long. And that should make you stream boss, right? No. What? How does that not make you stream boss? That is bullshit. Okay, I don't know why stream boss is fucked up. I would have imagined something like that should have made you Okay, I think I might have fucked it up when I tried to give Donka the donation he deserved. Because technically speaking, Baba Yaga, you should be stream boss right now with that massive fucking donation. And I do consider something like that massive, because that's insane. But yeah, that's awesome. What's funny about that donation is that every frame that was played, I made in Paint. All of those are what I made in Paint. Because the original was Moist Critical video, and I spent so much fucking time making that donation. I have been wanting that to be hit so fucking bad. But yes, I will certainly tomorrow tell Saint Mama Miguel Weirdos Online said happy birthday. Oh, that's okay. I'm sure. I know. I was just kind of like, I would just imagine that something of that donation, you should have been Stream Boss. But you may not be Stream Boss, but you are now. I can already guarantee you are the top spot for this month on the Stream Boss leader, or the Streamlabs leaderboard. So congratulations. That's 2 donations that are brand new, that have never been seen on this channel to this stream. The Jews Y and the Deus Vault. I just noticed how incredibly ironic that is, that the first donation we got was Deus Vault. We will take Jerusalem. And the second donation, which is also brand new, is Juice Y. Oh, that's funny. And again, thank you, Donka, and thank you, Baba. So let's continue. Hey, Slim, welcome in. Slim, I hope everything's okay. You had a fucking massive storm. I mean, you had to stop the stream because you had like a lightning strike right by your fucking house or something. Like, that's insane. I hope you, well, obviously you're okay, but I hope you and your neighbor are okay and everything's fine. Let's see. Of course, anyway, ruled in Texas, the One Big Beautiful Bill, that portions of the NFA is unconstitutional. In essence, the NFA creates tax stamps on many different types of weapons and weapon accessories. They have taxes on weapons and weapon accessories. The goal was to generate revenue while restricting Americans' right to own the same weapons the government has. And see, that is the key. That is the big problem. If the government is allowed to have a weapon, the citizens should have. And I know there's a wide distinction between what is considered, government. Like, should people be able to have jets and battleships? And well, by technicality you have to would say kind of, because there was a letter, was it Madison? I think it was James Madison. It could be James Madison. I want to say it was Madison, maybe it was, where someone asked him, was it constitutional and within the realm of the Second Amendment for a private ship to own cannons? And he said, yeah. So it was within the realm of the Constitution for a private sailing vessel to have cannons. I think the American people should have the right to have, if not at least automatic. Come on. I'm not saying we should have just grenades and bombs and RPGs, although you could make the case for that, and certainly you should. But, like, if the government can have it, why can't citizens? I mean, right? That's the whole point of the Second Amendment, right? 'Cause we have the right to check the government. How can we check the government if they are far and away outpacing us in self-defense? A $200 tax applies to items on the list, along with major waiting periods in some cases. And isn't this funny? Isn't it really funny that they want long waiting periods for guns? You know, something that is essentially a right. Now, the gun itself is not a right. The right to have something to defend your home is, and by modern standards, the best thing to do so is a gun. I mean, if you look at the history of weaponry, the best weapons and the most sought out weapons were the ones that allowed you to do damage from a distance. So arrows, spears, things like swords were actually considered secondary or backup weapons, right? That's why if you look at, like, for example, the samurai, or really any Japanese soldier, they had typically 2 or 3 swords. The main sword was their odachi, which is their very large, cleaving weapon. And then after that was their katana, and then after that was, whatever. Well, even before the sword, they had their pole arms. Pole arms are very much the main weapon for a lot of things. And guns are just an extension of distance fighting. They're just the most effective. So it's not necessarily the gun is the right. It's the right to self-defense, and the gun is just simply the best tool for the job right now. In most cases. The ATF, again, super gay. I don't have a gay donation. I have a Squigga donation, but I don't have anything gay. I have racist donations, but I don't have homophobic donations. Has spent decades trying to widen the definition of what falls under NFA, and by purposely making everything complicated. Oh, that's what I was saying. I'm sorry. But they want to make things like getting a gun super hard to get by having long wait lines. But you know what they want to speed up the process for? Abortion? Maid? Hey, if you have seasonal depression and you want to kill yourself, right to the front of the line. You want to defend your family and your children and your home, your dog, your property? Well, here's waiting 3 days, maybe more. Yeah. Priorities. The gay TF. There it is. There it is. It's not the ATF. They are the gay TF. Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. ATF gun classification made easy. Completely legal. Needs tax stamp. Yeah, figure this out. Figure this out. It's the same weapon. It's the same weapon. But this thing makes it a no-no. Here's a handgun with a grip on it, which, by the way, is kind of cool. That's a no-no. For some reason. And then you have, all this shit. The crazy thing, like, the ATF is so fucking stupid. And of course, once again, super gay. So gay. I need a Big Gay Al donation. That's what I need. Something from Big Gay Al or not Big Gay Al. Mr. Slave. I think that's... Jesus Christ. Let me winks. No. The complexity and complication are intended to make it harder and harder for Americans to own weapons. It is gun control through bureaucratic red tape, allowing the commies to slowly squeeze patriots dry without having to repeal the Second Amendment. And that is the thing. If you go in the woods, right? What are you more likely to encounter? A bear? Or a mosquito? And what really is far more... This is an analogy I heard years ago, and I'm not going to get it completely right, but... Well, it's essentially saying death by 1,000 paper cuts. They know that they can't outright, right, especially right now, they can't outright remove the Second Amendment. So what they do is they create these 1,000 tiny little paper cuts that basically just chip away at the Second Amendment, basically making it useless. You still have, air quotes, the Second Amendment, but you have to do all of these things in order to achieve it. Well, then you don't really have it, you know? The way I see it, it's like saying morality is subjective. Okay, well, if morality is subjective, then it doesn't actually exist, because everyone's going to have different opinions. Everyone's going to have different views on things, even people within the same group. I mean, you can't get a group of 6 people to agree on pizza. You think you're going to get 350 million people to agree on morality? No, you're not. So if morality is subjective, well, then it's just basically likes and dislikes. That's what it is. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. What's going to suck worse, one large bill or a fuck ton of little ones? What's more likely to be a damage in the woods? One large bear or the fucking thousands of tiny little mosquito bites? Ugh. Fucking A. Mosquitoes. So yeah, the ATF has been doing things that are unconstitutional, and they are thus, according to Babylon Bee, quote, super gay. Yes, they are very, very much gay. Planned Parenthood, abortion is gender-affirming care. Speaking of super gay, what the actual fuck? See, and this is what I was saying. Like, they want to blockade you from owning a firearm, which is a primary weapon for self-defense. But they want to speed run you through this. They want to make every possible thing to make you think that abortion is good. Hey, man, we got a bunch of people in today. We got Bridget, we got Baba, we got Tyr. Oh, fuck yeah. We've seen a bunch of new donations. This is awesome. This is a good show. This is a very good show. But I'm going to propose a question for the chat here. How the fuck is murdering a baby, I'm sorry, an abortion. Keep in mind the word abortion, the word abort meant to give up, right? You abort the mission, you surrender. But let it never be forgotten. The word abortion means to surrender. But how the fuck is abortion gender-affirming care? How are you affirming a gender by essentially killing someone? And the majority of births, because the majority of people on the planet are female, so the majority of pregnancies result in a daughter, the majority of abortions are then thus performed on female fetuses or female children, I guess is the only word to use. So you're affirming female care, I guess, by killing mostly baby girls. I can't wrap my head around this because I can't find logic in this, because there is none. Of course, Planned Parenthood is behind this, because why wouldn't they be? Planned Parenthood is, of course, the demonic organization founded by, a pen pal of Adolf Hitler, Margaret Sanger. They want to sweep that under the rug. But yeah, Margaret Sanger was a big fan of old Uncle Adolf, affirming the gender they want to have. Here's the thing, it's not, because feminists put this idea of like, oh, men are bad, men are shit, women are better. Feminists kill more women than men, than some group of anonymous gangs of these men that they all say are predators. Feminists kill more women than anyone. And the worst part is, as a result of Margaret Sanger being a fucking racist piece of shit, most abortions are not only done on women, on baby girls. Not, of course they're done on women, but the baby girls, they're also mostly done on black baby girls, because the majority of abortions are performed on, quote, people of color, whatever the fuck they want to call it. And again, that is by design. Planned Parenthood, founded by a eugenics-pushing racist. I will never, ever let that go. Okay, there's an issue with X. I don't care. Nope, not satire. The Daily Wire has additional details on Planned Parenthood's latest attempt to normalize this grotesque practice. The abortion giant, it's pretty much like the only one, right? Like, it's the biggest name in abortion. I don't know if there's any other company that does it. Made the claim less than 1 month after Planned Parenthood's federal funding resumed. That needs to stop absolutely immediately. And as the organization has increasingly cashed in on expanding transgender procedures for minors. What the fuck does Planned Parenthood have to do with transgender anything? Doesn't that just make no fucking sense? You're a organization that, you know, is for women who want to unalive their would-be offspring. What does including transgenderism have to do? That doesn't add anything. What now? Trans men can have abortions now? Oh Lord, I bet that's fucking real. I bet they actually think that. I bet they actually do. But of course, they constantly try to tell you that gender and sex are different, even though that makes no sense. Gender is made up, even by their own. I mean, they don't even want to look up who John Money is. They want to hide that one. Oh, did you miss the fact that the Republican-controlled Congress resumed sending your tax money to Planned Parenthood? So again, yes, there are obviously spineless jellyfish Republicans. No, I will not say the parties are the same, but they are filled with scum. The Republican-controlled Congress restarted taxpayer-funded infanticide. I will never, ever change my opinion on that. I've done a video on that where I obliterated every potential argument for abortion. It is infanticide. And Congress, be it Democrat or Republican, need to be told to go fuck themselves. And I spell it wrongly. That's okay. Gender-affirming services offered by Planned Parenthood include estrogen for males, testosterone for females, puberty blockers, and transgender surgery referrals. These services have spiked in recent. So it's okay. So you provide baby murder and genital mutilation. And our tax dollars are going to this. Here's the thing. I fully believe that shit like this should just be illegal. I don't care about, oh, my freedom, No. This shit should not be allowed. Do no harm, thou shalt not murder. That's my fucking stance. But the fact that taxes are going to this, what in the whole unholy fuck? Okay, so let's translate. Planned Parenthood injects people with cross-sex hormones and chemically castrates them with pills, which will mess them up for life, and refers them to surgeons who will chop off their genitals. How inclusive of them. A recent report from Concerned Women for America Legislative Action found a 40% increase in so-called gender-affirming care services at 14 Planned Parenthood's biggest affiliates from 2024 to 2025. Annual reports show that Planned Parenthood grant Great Northwest, Hawaii, Alaska, Indiana, and Kentucky reported almost over 24,000 gender-affirming care, quote, services in 2025, up from over 13 in 24. Planned Parenthood of Greater Ohio reported 8,600 in the same year, up from 6,200 from the previous year. This is just causing me to be ever more increasingly... Ugh, this is gross. Ugh, this is just absolutely fucking disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. I feel like we need more fucking Deus Vaults. It's just an army of them. This is just... What the fuck are we doing with this? Oh, this is from Asmongold. Well, we're gonna get to Asmon in a second because... He's not allowed on Twitch apparently.
The church, if we had another crusade.
Yes.
It's because this is precisely why I hate Christianity right now.
Again, 1095. If you wish to see the crusade, a real crusade here, because Asmongold says he hates modern Christianity because it's been co-opted by globalists, and says Spain could have stopped the migrant surge by just shooting them. I think this is what got him banned off Twitch.
Christianity it has been co-opted by post-liberal globalist bullshit. It's actually the Moroccan government. They use it to negotiate with Spain. Well, I mean, if Spain had just shot 5 or 6 of them, they would have turned around. No, Spain didn't do that. You could solve this easy. Just shoot them. You think they're going to keep climbing over the fence once a few of them drop dead? Fuck no. That's what I'd do. It's an invasion. You send 10,000, 20,000 military-aged men off to another country. That's a fucking invasion. That's a military event. You just shoot them. It's that easy. Like, it's not complicated. This is the reason why...
I don't see anything wrong here. I don't. There is absolutely a difference in a biblical Christian perspective. There's absolutely a difference between going out and ending a life and doing so in protection of your home, of your whatever, right? He is not saying anything that is wrong. And he's right. That version, the modern version of Christianity, is weak, pathetic, cowardice, spineless. They would like if you ever walk into a church and you see a rainbow flag or BLM or anything, just make the call if you want to say something, because I certainly would want to say something, and I would never tell you not to. But certainly never go back. Because BLM, feminism, Planned Parenthood, the LGBT mafia bullshit, all stems from cultural Marxism. And Marxism is not new. Marxism is nothing more than, that idea has been around for long before Marx. It's purely satanic in nature, so it doesn't belong in the church. Yeah, just get the fuck out. That version of Christianity, no. You have every right to defend yourself, again, using the ATF as super gay, lethal if necessary. And Asmon, I wouldn't know why you'd be watching this if by some slim chance you ever fucking hear this channel or hear this. I fucking agree with you. And that's not the version of Christianity I am. My version of Christianity says if we had a pope with balls, we should be deus fucking vaulting into the fucking Holy Land right fucking now. Right now. Okay? That's what we should do. Islam has no fucking claim. Some what chance? Some very slim chanson chance that some slim chanson. There it is. There it is. Hey Asmund, by some slim chanson you ever see this, that's the Christianity that this channel promotes. So hey, come on. Hey, I'd have him on a guest right fucking there. But yeah, nothing he said was wrong. I don't disagree with anything. We're going to continue with the religious themes here. So if you wish to see more Deus vaulting... Hey, what? What? Why are you fucking mad at me at? Another nickname in the box. Yes! Slim... You know what? That's what we're going to call you when you're playing a video game on Sundays. Can you beat this? Well, it's a slim chancin'. Oh, love you, Slim. You fucking weirdo. Yes, if you wish to see some Deus vaults and, of course, contribute towards Mama Miguel's birthday, hit up Streamlabs, and there's a whole bunch of heavy metal, really cool donations I haven't seen yet. Slim chance. Exactly. See, Nyala gets it. To prove Islam is not violent, Muslim debater warns Oxford opponent that Muslim mob outside would cook him if not for her benevolence. So, to prove Islam isn't violent, you say Islam is violent, but not violent only because you're
Stephen Yaxley Lennon, known to his hooligans as Tommy Robinson. Stephen, there is a crowd outside rioting against you tonight, and without the protection and generosity of a Muslim Palestinian president and a mostly South Asian executive committee, you would be quite literally cooked.
Yeah, it's so loving, so non-violent. You'd be literally cooked if it wasn't for the generosity of the Palestinian president of the... What? Yeah, this pretty much sums it up. Radical Islam. Follow Islam or I will kill you. Moderate Islam. Follow Islam or he will kill you. Yes. Yeah, that's Islam. There is no radical Islam. Radical Islam is a Muslim who sits and eats bacon and doesn't want to kill you. Because that's the radical. Do you know what a radical Christian is? A radical Christian is a man who cheats on his wife. A radical Christian is a man who goes out and punches a gay guy in the face. A radical Christian is someone who lies, who cheats. You know why that's radical? Because that's not prescribed in the Bible. A radical Islamist would be someone who doesn't want to lie to you in order to further Islam, as it says to do so in the Quran. That's the radical one. Especially since, 2/3 or whatever, I forget what the number is, 2/3 of Islam is okay with violence against the infidel. And you're seeing that as we look at what is going on in Spain and across all, or most of Europe. Poland, I think, is one of the few exceptions. Hungary, I think, is another one where they're actually stopping this shit. You know? That's the radical Islam. You know? I will prove to you that we are not violent by saying that the ones outside are the violent ones and they will do something, but I'm not because I'm not violent. I'm proving. No, that doesn't fucking make any sense. Over 6 weeks ago, there was a debate held in the historic Oxford Union about Islam. The video seems to have been withheld so it could be cut up to make the debater and student leader Aisha, oh lord, that's an unfortunate name actually if you know who Aisha is, Aisha Khan Aziz, look more favorable. Her opponents include Lawrence Fox, Stephen Yaxley, known by his pseudonym Tommy Robertson. I actually didn't know that. And Jonathan Doty. A demonstration of fear that Islam instills in people came when Fox pretended he was going to unveil a portrait of Muhammad, something that makes jihadists very upset.
52% compulsory halal. I could go on and on and on and on. But most important to me is the free speech of this. So, let's get this out, shall we? 78% of British Muslims believe that no publication should publish pictures of Muhammad. An overwhelming majority. That rises to 87%. That's 9 out of every 10 Muslims that are walking the streets today in a country which absolutely abandoned blasphemy laws. Suspicion is not strong enough a word. The West should resist Islam in the strongest terms on free speech grounds alone. So here we are with this cartoon, right? And it's time to show that I will not submit. I will not adhere to the religious laws of far-off places. Now, my wife asked me not to show this for fear of repercussions in my family, but I told her that if I did not, then I had already submitted to Islam. So here we are.
Is it not enough that half the team that invited you to this debate were Muslim women who wanted to hear out your expression and your arguments? Is it not enough that I, as a Muslim president, have invited you to this chamber to give your arguments? Is that not enough justification and evidence for you to believe that we do believe in free speech? I would not become the president of a free speech society if not for that.
Thank you, may I, thank you very much. May I finish, excuse me.
A point of order having been raised, I'll hear the ex-librarian.
It's a long time since I've been in this chamber and knew the rules off by heart, but in the House of Commons, and we model ourselves on the House of Commons, props are not allowed. I wonder whether the rule on props is the same in the Oxford Union.
I thank the honourable gentleman for his point of order.
Excuse me, for 1 second.
One moment.
In the absence...
Mr. Fox, one moment, Mr. Fox. The ex-president is also raising a point of order, I think.
Just so it's helpful to inform the ex-librarian others, at least my 4 years involved with society, that ban was not extended and didn't seem to apply to Israel or Palestine flag.
Thank you. So, right, I just want to wrap this up.
I am going to rule on the point of order.
And they really don't want to have him show the picture of Muhammad.
The use of props. However, I would encourage Mr. Fox to make the point and move on.
I was until points of order. So it is in that spirit that I will not submit that I show you this as an Englishman who believes in free speech. I will not submit. I will not bow down. Right. So, I think which rather proves the point I was trying to make, that in this envelope lived your fear, and your fear of Islam and what Islam will do to you that when you upset its very oversensitive sky wizard. And what lived in this room is a healthy and brilliant and noble British tradition of suspicion of Islam. I encourage you to pass the motion. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. His point was that they want to talk about, oh, they're so loving and whatever, they're tolerant, but they're not. The simple fear of being shown a picture that they might do something shows you that it's not true. If he was threatening to unveil a picture of, you know, let's just say for instance, Jesus, no one would care. I mean, even into a group of Protestants, and there's classes of Protestants that don't like depictions of pretty much any kind because they see it as graven, which is completely stupid. But for the sake of this, no one cares. And it could be the most offensive, disgusting picture. There was the one, the Piss Christ, where it was a picture of Jesus made with piss. No one was attacked. No one was harmed. But you make even if it's an accurate historical picture of Muhammad, you can't do it for the fear that a group is going to get mad and go explode. Literally? No. That is fear. That is control by fear. That is not control with guns. That is not control with cameras. That is control by fear alone. That is how you know you're invaded, conquered, and under a dictatorship. Arson suspect in Spokane wildfire previously killed father for asking him to do the dishes. Oh my god. So, it was climate change. Well, actually, it turns out it was arson. It was arson again. But this guy, I'm not even going to try and say that. The suspect under arrest for arson in connection to the Old Trails fire in Spokane, Washington, shot his father in 2010 because he didn't want to do the dishes and killed him. He also tried to shoot his mother before trying to kill himself. Wow. So yeah, it was climate change all along, guys. No, it was a psychotic nutcase who wanted to butcher his family and then set everything on fire, claiming it was like, oh, see, it's because you didn't buy enough Teslas. Oh wait, we don't like Elon Musk now, so don't buy Teslas, but still buy electric cars, but just don't buy his electric. Yeah. There are currently 3 wildfires raging in Spokane County, Washington, destroying more than 700 buildings across 8,000 acres. 65,000 people have been evacuated from their homes. The scumbag in question, 37, is charged with setting the wildfire. Here are some of the many homes that have been destroyed. Oh my god, look at this. This is apocalyptic looking. This is like there's nothing to say but a ghost town. I mean, today is the day we celebrate, I wouldn't say celebrate, but today is the day we recognize what happened in Nagasaki. This looks like Nagasaki. This looks like what happened. That's insane. That's just, look at this.
Angela Harvey was 4 years now. I'm off the rifle club.
This is what this piece of shit did.
Right by.
And they fucking blame it climate change. And they do it every fucking year. And every year it's either some arsonist douchebag or the fact that they don't trim their fucking underbrush.
Those are the cars.
This is horrible. Homes gone, neighborhoods gone.
Some of these homes on Woodside
people just
still standing.
There's a couple houses, yeah. But that's it. (8,000 acres this man set on fire, and he's a psychotic nutcase, I don't want to do the dishes, so I'm gonna shoot my family. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I actually wouldn't be surprised if he's the next person to be elected in Maine. According to our court records, the suspect was arrested in arson connection with this fire. So his lawyers asked for a mental health examination after he shot and killed his father. You think? You think? A mental health examination? No. You think that's not a good fucking idea? 3 enormous wildfires are raging in Spokane. Thousands of people have evacuated, not knowing if they'll come back to a home or nothing but a pile of ashes because of this pile of asses. Just, yep. And so many people will still believe the bullshit of Greta Thunberg and climate change. The thing that doesn't happen just keeps on happening because a trans star jailed, charged with multiple felonies related to alleged sexual assaults involving a juvenile, a minor, a kid, a non-adult. Are we starting to see that maybe this cultural Marxism just keeps doing the same goddamn thing every fucking time? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. No, wait, guys, seriously, let's point their fingers to the Catholic Church, which is dwarfed, by the way, by the amount of assault that happens in fucking public school. But let's keep going on the whole jokes about, allegedly the Catholic priest. And yeah, sure, there was a lot of shit in the Catholic Church. Yeah, there was a lot of cover-ups. Let's also keep in mind that a lot of that had to still do with Marxism as well. But yeah, anyway, it happened again. The thing that never happens happened again as a transgender reality TV star was arrested for an incident relating to an alleged sexual assault involving a juvenile. Scumbag, whose real name is Scumbag, a 37-year-old man known for appearances on shows like Atlanta Plastic, oh lord, that says a lot, Love and Hip Hop, of course, and Girlfriends in Champagne. None of these things I even fucking knew existed. The UK's Daily Mail reported he was arrested on Sunday after an investigation over an incident that allegedly occurred at an Embassy Suites hotel in Hapsville, Georgia. A release by Hapsville Police said on August 2nd, 2026, officers in Hapsville Police Department responded to an incident at 3450 International Boulevard, the Embassy Suites in Hapsville, Georgia. The charges in the case included multiple felony offenses related to an alleged sexual assault involving a juvenile. Specifically, he was reportedly charged with, oh Jesus fucking Christ, sodomy. Oh, this is pissing me off. Ooh, oh, yeah. Aggravated okay. I don't want to know what makes an act of child molestation aggravated, as it already probably has to be in why are we adding quantifiers to what is one of the most disgusting acts a human being can commit? And sexual battery against a child under 16. Under 16. I don't think it matters, but under 16. Fucking hell. You know what? I'm not for jigsaw style shit, although I do have a jigsaw style donation. That would be very perfect right about now. But, actually, a lot of them would be. But I am very much on the idea. I know Steve Dave has his idea of put a clipboard in the prison and basically just put this scumbag out of his misery. I absolutely believe that. For me, I personally think we should have public executions. And by public, I mean pay-per-view. Now, think about this. We put this scumbag up to a gallows pole and up to the dead man's, the hangman's body count, as Volbeat says, and you put it on pay-per-view. And you know what? You put that money towards the victims. You give that money that the pay-per-view makes, and you donate it to the victims' families. Or even you could say to some sort of legitimate charity. How about that? How about that? Because there's no fucking reason why people like this should be left to be in jail forever. No, look, I'm, again, very much a Christian, but there are crimes that, while you can forgive someone, absolutely, that is non-negotiable, they don't get away with it. And a lot of these people, they don't care. They're not going to change. No. A crime like this should not be allowed to continue. Especially since you're essentially turning the victims and the victims' families into pimps. Or, I'm sorry, into hookers. Because their tax money, the victims and the victims' families, their tax money is going to then thus care, feed, home, and clothe this person. By keeping these people alive and in prison for life, you've essentially turned them into the victims' pimps. I don't like that. That is not forgiving. That is not loving. That is not righteous. No. You take these people who do the most horrific, unbelievably damaging thing you could do to another human being, and you just remove them from society permanently. You don't have to do some big, grandiose thing. You don't have to go full John Kramer on them. No. You get a rope, you get a tree, you get a shovel. That it. That it. And then you don't fucking remember. They don't exist. Because the shit that doesn't happen seems to keep fucking happening. And if maybe, just maybe, we do something about it, it will stop fucking happening. Maybe if we make a fucking example, and like Asmongold said, how many of these motherfuckers would keep coming over the border if you popped them in the head? Maybe if you turned a couple of Muhammad and his little towel-headed buddies into, popped pimples, the rest would go away. So maybe if we turn a bunch of these fucking child touchers into piñatas, maybe a lot of them would be, I don't know, less happy to do this. You gotta do something, because this shit that doesn't happen keeps fucking happening, and it's pissing me off. And speaking of trans, author J.K. Rowling drops the mask on trans orthodoxy. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling has faced constant attacks for standing up for women. Some of those attacks have come from woke actors who launched their careers raking in millions of dollars, starring in the franchise she created. J.K. Rowling long been a target of the extreme hate and frequent death threats from the activists, the loving people they are, and the woke mob for her unwavering belief that men cannot become women. She's been labeled transphobic, TERF, all that shit. She triggered the SJWs again by daring to misgender a person behind a Twitter account allegedly tied to some freak, also known as Who Gives a Fuck, convicted of murdering a child. So let's not offend them. We don't want to offend the fucking child murderers. Who fucking cares what they think? Oh, no. Oh, I was not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. You know what? I would grift that, be like, hey, you know what? Donate, and I'd take this off the screen. But I can't stand that. I'm not. He's a biological adult male, no shit, who identifies as a trans woman who is extensively discussed his transition, including hormone treatment, facial, blah, 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 all this shit. If you don't think he's a woman, you're transphobic, Rowley wrote on X. When he claimed to be a woman, he became a woman. He now belongs in women's changing rooms, bathrooms, hospital wards, prison cells, and rape centers. If you try and differentiate between him and a trans woman who looks more convincing as a woman, you are promoting patriarchal beauty norms. And this is all a bunch of whatever. And here's my thing when it comes to J.K. Rowling. I absolutely agree with J.K. Rowling and this whole trans shit. Obviously I do, because this trans shit is just pseudoscience. My issue, and it's not just with J.K. Rowling, I also have the same issue with guys like Bill Maher. I don't have any sympathy. I really don't have sympathy. Now, if this is the wake-up call that you finally have to realize that your ideology is bullshit, then fine. But I really don't have sympathy for J.K. Rowling or Bill Maher or all these other people who are saying, hey, look, why is the left-wing party all communist? Why is the left-wing party gone insane? Why is the left-wing party all for this trans shit? And it's like, welcome to the party, pal. We tried to tell you this fucking years ago this was going to happen. And this idea that's like, oh, we should divorce the T from the LGB. I'm sorry, but you can't. You can't. When you start your premise with a lie, you can't lie your way out of it. And the lie with the LGB, the lie with the feminism, the lie with the trans shit is essentially the lie of men and women are the same. Men and women are interchangeable. There's no distinct differences. There's no innate differences, no innate beautiful characteristics, traits that make them distinct and differently created by God. When you don't have that as your starting premise, you're gonna fuck up. And this is why the first commandment is what the first commandment is, because that's where you have to start with. That's your starting line. That's why the First Amendment is what it is. You don't have the rest of the amendments without the first one. You don't have the rest of the commandments without the first one. And I sympathize to a degree, I guess you could say, with these people, but it's like I can't give you so much because this is the dog you fed for years. Like, the entire point of feminism was this sexual revolution. Okay, you can't have free love, free sex, free anything without giving people the idea that, okay, how do you have a consequence-free sexual revolution? You can't, because you can't have consequence-free sex. Consequence-free sex doesn't exist. So you have to create birth control. You have to incentivize. You have to create abortion for when birth control fails, because birth control isn't effective. Okay, the lie that men and women are the same. Okay, we have to create the idea that, you know, people can be born whatever, the people can change their sex. No, now that we have to create gender, we have to create... No, when you start off on a lie, you're going to just go down that slippery slope straight to the bottomless pit of the abyss. So, again, I agree with Nolan. Fuck Nolan. I agree with Rowling and Bill Maher and many of the Democrats that are, you know, upset with what's going on, especially with the massive push for communism in the party. I just don't have a lot of sympathy because it's like, yeah, we fucking warned you. We told you this was going to happen, and for decades you called us racist, you called us sexist, you called us misogynist, you called us all kinds of backwards hick words and buzzwords. And it's like, the chickens are coming home to roost, and, well, your chickens are actually crows. So, oh, this was interesting. At least 14 people are dead after a suicide bomber targeted a peace rally in Pakistan's Swat Valley. I don't want to play this video just because no. So yeah, I actually should have moved that to right before the other thing. But yeah, a suicide bomber targeted a peace rally. Yeah, they're really much for peace, guys. They want peace. They want a piece of you over there, a piece of you over there, and a piece of you over there. That's what they want. Wisconsin police pull over wrong vehicle, draw guns on woman after flock cameras mistakenly identify her car in a homicide case twice. So when people say, why are you against flock cameras? This is why. This is why. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need flock cameras. That is just too much Big Brother. Way too much Big Brother. We gotta get through some of the news. This is funny, actually. Comcast under fire for literal pie-in-the-face disciplinary policy. Okay. Yes, a Connecticut lawsuit against Comcast alleges that one of their stores was running a carrot and stick incentive scheme for their sales force. The stick, the lowest selling consultant, was tied to a chair and had a cream pie smashed in their face. The carrot, the highest selling consultant, got to do the smashing. Okay, I mean, it's kind of funny. What's wrong? I don't see a problem with it. Is that going to cause anyone harm? No. I think that's kind of cool. Right? Sign me up, exactly. I don't see a problem with that. I think that's funny. You don't want to have a pie in your face? Sell, sell, sell. You want to smash a pie in someone's face? Sell, sell, sell. Sometimes you need an incentive to tell people. I think this is fucking hysterical. I really do. Oh. Funny, I mentioned Nolan earlier. I didn't really want to talk about it, but here we go. Christopher Nolan discusses the fundamental flaw with amateur film criticism. So, The Odyssey. Terrible. Terrible movie. Is it the worst thing put to film? No. Is it a true great adaptation of one of Western civilization's greatest stories and most endearing stories? Bar none, is probably the worst. And in fact, I've said this, a Nickelodeon movie about a sponge and sea star is more accurate an adaptation of The Odyssey than that piece of shit. Who the fuck wants to watch Helen of Detroit, a face that launched 1,000 Crips? It's like, no. And that is a problem. That is a major point of the movie. That race swap fundamentally changes things because it's depicted very much in not just depicted, it's described, I should say, very much in the story of the Odyssey. Christopher Nolan believes that too many amateur film critics, and by amateur film critics, what he means is people on YouTube. So people like Gary from Nerdrotic, and more accurately, guys like, The Critical Drinker. The reason for that is because people don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes, which is garbage. People don't care about Hollywood. People don't care about Hollywood celebrityism. People don't care about the Hollywood critic anymore. Agree with Critical Drinker or Mahler or not. And I disagree with Mahler when it comes to the Spider-Man movie. I mean, he's super critical on it, but that's his prerogative. And that is not an echo chamber. A lot of people liked this movie. A lot of people didn't like the movie. A lot of people liked Spider-Man. A lot of people didn't. It's fine, whatever. So agree with them or disagree with them or not, they at least are giving you their honest opinion, right? These critics don't, because they get access, they get gift bags or gift baskets, they get invited. If you don't say the right thing, they will not get invited to certain premieres. That's just how it works. So someone on YouTube who has a camera or an avatar or whatever, they're more trusted and more valued than any Hollywood douchebag with a pen and paper. It's just a fact. It's just how it is. So, and that's a problem for Hollywood. They lost control. That's why Elon Musk buying Twitter was so important and such a damage to them, because they lost a piece of their control. And that's why they want to control YouTube so bad. Because though it's no longer so much the you in YouTube as it used to be, it's still there in spurts. That's what they mean by amateur film critics. People on YouTube, people with YouTube channels. The director addressed the state of modern criticism during an interview with political philosophy lecturer and podcast host Zhao Shu. I have no idea who that is. The conversation originally published on the Chinese video sharing platform Bippity Boppidy Boo formed part of Nolan's international promotional campaign for the fucking shit movie, The Odyssey. His, let's see, what did he say? Where is he quoted? Let's see. According to Nolan, filmmakers adapting an ancient story must place it in conversation with the expectations of the audience. You think? That sometimes requires using recognizable narrative devices to help modern viewers connect with characters created thousands of years ago. That is utter horseshit. That is horseshit. You don't need modern millennial writing for people to grasp a story that has stood the test of time. Okay? There is a reason why, even as a Christian, this secular pagan story is so endearing. It is one of the ultimate hero's journey. The story of Odysseus rings so true today as it did 3,000 years ago. The Bible, the same thing. Do you need modern language to put the Bible to screen? No. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of things that people don't understand, and that's honestly a lot of the problems with so many verses in the Bible, is people don't understand the context historically and culturally of the verse that was written. And to me, the best analogy for the Odyssey comes from this sphere of so-called fake journalists, and what does he call them? Amateur film critics. Gary, he says this is like an atheist adapting the Bible. Absolutely. Ugh. Whew. Yeah, I hate this. I hate this because I was so looking forward to the Odyssey. I really like the story of the Odyssey. I love Greek mythology. I love Greek monsters. And this was just... no. This was no. But, hey, Lunatic, welcome in, buddy. I did see you, and I was just kind of going through the story. So, hey, Lunatic, I do have some bad news, Lunatic. I unfortunately have to say... It should be Baba, but unfortunately, you have been dethroned as stream boss. It's over. You are now no longer the boss of my stream. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about this fucking piece of shit. Oh, okay. This is something that I wanted to talk about. I probably should have brought this up a little earlier. But as everyone here knows, I am massively hyped for possibly the biggest piece of media to be released in this generation, and that is Grand Theft Auto 6. I have massive worry and a little bit of trepidation little bit of red flags. But GTA 6, an extended look, which basically means this is going to be the gameplay trailer, is going to be premiering on Netflix. Now, a lot of people have problems with this. The main reason people have a problem with this is this appears that Rockstar is locking exclusive content behind a subscription service. To those people, I don't put away your worry for this game. I understand. I don't like the fact that it's all digital. I share in some of your worry. But here's the thing. It's not. The biggest streaming platforms are YouTube and Netflix. I'm sorry, but no one is fucking watching TV like they were in 2013. No one is watching. Should Rockstar still absolutely do physical billboards and TV commercials? Absolutely. I think they still should. But 13 years ago, they premiered a trailer during the season finale of Breaking Bad, right? I remember that because I tuned in to that episode just to see the commercial for Grand Theft Auto 5. That's how much of a fan I am. This is... If this is what they're saying, it's like, oh, they're forcing us to sign up for Netflix in order to see this trailer. No, they're not. No, they're not. This is only for 6 hours. Netflix only has the exclusive rights to the trailer for 6 hours. It premieres at 3 p.m. EST, and it goes on to their YouTube channel at 9 p.m. that same day. They are not forcing you to do anything. You do not have to sign up for Netflix. You do not have to do that. I'm not signing up for Netflix. I'm going to wait till it's on YouTube. Here's an idea. Maybe have a little patience. Maybe have a little self-control. If you don't want to sign up for Netflix to see this, here's an idea. Don't. No one's forcing you to sign up for Netflix. No one's forcing you to pay for Netflix in order to see a trailer. Wait for it to come out on YouTube for free. Which really isn't for free because you're still paying for your internet. But, you know, that's basically what I wanted to talk about when it comes to that. Because I don't know. I have serious issues with what's going on in the game. That's, to me, not one of them. But what's funny, Disney accused of racism after canceling Marvel's struggling Black-led projects. For years, Disney has portrayed itself as one of Hollywood's strongest advocates for diversity and representation, though through Marvel Studios, the company has repeatedly emphasized the importance of diverse heroes, invest heavily in projects centered around underrepresented characters, and basically just blackwashed and person of color washed most characters. Well, what happens when you prioritize DEI and cultural Marxism over things like story, especially stories that go back decades? Well, those projects fail. No one wanted a Captain Black Falcon America. No one wanted that. No one went to see it. Marvel doesn't care about black people, apparently, though. Wonder Man Season 2 canceled. Blade. They couldn't get Blade to work. How do you not understand how Blade works? He hunts vampires. Black Captain America sidelined. Armor Wars. Oh, God, I remember that. That was announced, too. A black-led being swapped out for a new Iron... I guess I was supposed to say Iron Man. I couldn't even say it. Ion Man movie. Moon Girl. I don't know what that is. Monica Rambeau, the black chick from the WandaVerse bullshit. Yeah, that's... who knows? So now they're being called racist. How is it racist? They tried so hard. They forced all this shit down our throats for mostly phase 4 and 5. It didn't work. It didn't work. It's not racist. They tried it. It failed. Because no one cares about, Wakanda forever. It's not that no one doesn't like Black Panther or Blade or Falcon or whatever. It's just that they put so much emphasis on the fact that they're black. How about the fact that they should be heroes and not have a fucking storyline where Falcon can't get a loan? He's a fucking Avenger and he can't get a housing loan? What the fuck is that? That's fucking stupid. But you live by the racism DEI sword, you die by the racism DEI sword. Suck a dick, Marvel, and suck a dick, Disney. We have more Marvel in the news, but I'm pretty sure, I can't confirm this, but I'm pretty sure this is T-Tac. Spider-Man screening evacuated due to strong flatulence odor. Has anyone seen T-Tac? Because I swear, this has to be him. Was this in Ohio? If this was in Ohio, it has to have been T-Tac. Screening of Spider-Man Brand New Day at a movie theater in Columbia. Nope. Nope, wasn't Ohio. But I can't rule out that it still wasn't T-Tac. Still think it was. I really just brought this up for the headline. A movie theater evacuated because of a fart. Oh, that's funny. Oh, we have more shit to talk about, but here's some fun news. Tennessee makes it easier to own raccoons as a pet. Now, I'm not gonna, just say, oh, raccoons, they're great. Yeah, raccoons can be very fucking vicious, mean animals. But at the same time, raccoons can be very lovable little fluff balls. Tennessee has now made it easier, apparently, to own them. One of the nation's most important era-defining laws just went into effect. Tennessee lawmakers made it easier to keep a raccoon as a pet. Want a pet raccoon? Tennessee lawmakers considered making it easier. They did it. They did that by getting rid of the $31 permit fee. So apparently you had to spend $31 to have a pet raccoon. Now no longer. So if you had $30 and you were trying to save up for a pet raccoon, you can save that money and donate it to Streamlabs here. I support that. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Raccoons are cool. I am much rather in the opossum camp. I would rather have an opossum or specific. I'd actually rather have a otter. I like the ferret family. I like the otter family, ferrets, otters, minks, stuff like that. Those are my kind of fun. But I do like raccoons. The Republican-backed proposed legislation sponsored by Senator Joey Hensley. So, hey, look, see, the Republicans are doing something. They got rid of a $31 fee, so you, too, could own a raccoon in Tennessee. There's a joke here involving a shortened version of the word raccoon and owning. I can't say it because I'm on YouTube, but if you know what I'm talking about, yeah. Because of a lawmaker, you too can own a. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. But you can donate $18.65 to hear a version. In other words, Tennesseans still can't go pluck a trash panda from the random garbage on the street and take one home, but it is possible to have one. Please don't. I know they're cute, but this is a bad idea for nearly anyone. Shut up, pussy. Weighing the pros and cons of owning a raccoon. The best part is when the little rascal's day comes, you can turn him into a raccoon skin hat and be... I mean, cool. I mean, it doesn't say that you can just pluck one out of the ground and, you know, grab one off the street. But, you know, it's at least a little more possible to own a raccoon in the state of Tennessee. Oh, like Shelly having to get shit from local... yeah, that's fucking stupid. Rocky didn't do nothing. He's just a big pig. You can own a Franklin. Yes. I don't know. Here we go. Largest denaturalization surge in recorded history. That is underway as Trump administration begins booting criminal citizens. Yeah, Trump doesn't do anything. Trump doesn't do anything, guys. He's a feckless neocon just like the rest of them. Shut the fuck up. Border crossings are down and fucking kicking them out is up. Is it 100%? No. Can it ever be? I mean, maybe. But, you know, it's certainly better than it's been. The Justice Department is seeking to revoke the American citizenship of 25 national U.S. citizens as it pushes to rid America of criminals. Today marks the largest denaturalization surge in recorded history. Assistant Attorney General for the Justice Department, Justice Department Civil Division Brett Shumate said on X, every one of these individuals committed crimes incomparable with United States citizenship. We are moving at record speed to denaturalize those who sought to deceive the federal government and abuse the naturalization process. Yeah, so these are criminals who come in, lie to get citizenship. No. Bye-bye. You don't belong here. No, you don't belong here. I don't see this as bad. Largest denaturalization. The newest cases are among 123 civil denaturalization complaints filed since President Donald Trump began his second term. According to the Department of Justice, this release said the total is the most in recorded history. The release said the Immigration and Nationality Act allows for the revocation of citizenship if the naturalization was illegally produced or procured by the concealment of material fact or by willful misrepresentation. So if they got their naturalization under false pretenses, they can have their stuff taken away. And rightfully so. Rid us of the H-1B program? Abso-fucking-lutely. A lot of those fucking thank you come agains need to not come again. I see this as an absolute win. U.S. citizenship is one of our nation's highest privileges. It's basically, it should be seen as the highest privileges because it allows you to have the rest of them. And it must be attained lawfully and honestly, said Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. The complaints announced today allege... yes, there it is. Allege that individuals secured naturalization through fraud, concealment, or other unlawful conduct, including the concealing violent crimes, sexual offenses against children, fraudulent identities, and other disqualifying facts, he said. Yeah, get the fuck out. Go away. You don't belong here. Oh. Is there a video? Okay. Actually, I gotta put this on. Be right back, guys. I will be right back. Okay. Yeah. Monster Energy, everyone. So, yeah, this... Speaking of things that constantly keep happening, heavily armed suspect filmed Trump's security at California... a golf course as modified weapons seen for the first time. So, yeah, there was another guy that tried to take out Trump. An armed man allegedly scouted President Trump's California golf club before the commander-in-chief's visit. What is this now? Like the 6th or 7th fucking attempt since I started doing my channel? This is insane. This is fucking insane. And look, I already know they're not gonna stop until they... I hate to say it this way, but they're not gonna stop until they actually achieve their goal. And we know what their goal is. It's to get rid of them. You know? Permanently. I just, again, we're still doing this. Again. Federal agents were conducting security sweeps ahead of the Trump's visit when they spotted whatever his fucking name is on July 31st walking around the course wearing an earpiece while taking photos and videos of security planning activities, according to court papers. It's just, again, another one. I've lost track of how many this has been. It's got to have been half a dozen, at least since Butler. And it's just again and again. Of course, thankfully, nothing happened, but it's just every fucking few months, every month and a half, there's a new one. There's a new fucking news story about this shit. Was arrested at the Trump National Golf Course in Los Angeles. There it is charged with federal criminal complaint with possession of an unregistered short-barreled rifle, a felony carrying a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years. So crazy gun laws in California actually did something interesting. Yeah, I probably will go over this in a separate video, so I just know. This is just, I don't know. Islamic call to prayer now blasts 5 times per day across Minneapolis, setting the precedent for other U.S. cities. How about no? How about no? I know a lot of people like, whoa, we have First Amendment, freedom of religion, blah, blah, like, no. Islam can fuck itself. It doesn't belong here. Never did. It's a fucking cult. That's all it is. It doesn't belong here. It needs to fuck off. And this is just more kowtowing to it. In case you did not know, excuse me. The Adhan, or Islamic call to prayer, is now blasting across Minneapolis 5 times a day. The Muslim members approved the resolution unanimously. Of course they did, back in 2023, that changed the city's noise ordinance to accommodate the public disruption. Wow. I'm not surprised fucking at all. Again, Deus fucking Vault. It just... That's what we need to be fucking hearing 5 times a day. Deus Vault. Not this fucking shit. According to CRC Network, the blah whatever is the announcement of a number of key doctrines in the Arabic call to prayer. It states Aloha snack bar. Allah is greater than 4 times. I don't fucking know. I bear witness that there is no... Yeah, I'm not saying this shit. Come to prayer, but it's just screaming Islamic shit, Allah shit across the states, and it just This is what we're bending the knee to because of what, cultural sensitivity, woke? What word do you want to use nowadays? But while we in the West have to sit idly by, apparently, and allow this shit to happen 5 times a day, how Islam just conquered a major U.S. city? Yeah. Again, I say this all the time. How do you know you're a conquered people? Shit like this. Let's see. Meanwhile, in Dearborn, Muslims say they are very annoyed by church bells and want to ban them. So they force an entire city to hear satanic bullshit spread over who knows how much because of their religious freedoms or whatever. But they're annoyed at church bells and want them banned. Fucking A. I believe the term is ideological subversion. Yeah. Although, speaking of church bells, if anyone is not subscribed, please do so, because you get church bells when you subscribe to the channel. I hope so. I think I have that fixed. That's what the alert is for that. But, yeah. Oh, he's annoying. He's mad. Yeah, and this guy up here says, usually it's demons who get irritated by church bells. Yeah. In fact, that's how they defeat Venom in the comics. It's mainly because of sound, but still. Spider-Man goes up to a church, hits the bells, and the Venom symbiote can't stand it. It's very... It definitely plays much like demon possession. Gee, I wonder what happened, CNN? Does it say what? Okay. The U.S. economy unexpectedly lost 23,000 jobs last month. CNN doesn't get it, do they? 23,000 illegals lost jobs. Those are now 23,000 jobs that Americans can work. What's with this unexpected in the headlines, CNN? Don't you know where we're deporting people by the millions? Vamos. July's job gains marked a sharp slowdown from June's total, which was downwardly revised to 20,000 from 57,000 following revisions. May's employment gains were essentially halved, dropping to 66,000 from 129,000. The July report fell far short of the economists' expectations for 97,000 jobs gained. That sounds pretty bad, but this is hidden down in the article just a bit, and I'll stop talking about deportations now. Driving July's job losses were sectors such as local government, which shed 57,000 jobs, and leisure and hospitality, which dropped 40,000 jobs after losing 43,000 jobs in June. Yeah, 23,000 jobs gone, and every one of them was the second person at the Burger King window. Here we go. Private education, service, construction. That's all, that's all in the good section. We have mining and logging, financial, retail, trade, leisure and hospitality, government. 50,000 government jobs gone. Okay, good. Remember Muhammad, prison justice be upon him, was strangled by a demon in a cave, who then claimed to be an angel, Gabriel. It's not just that. He Muhammad didn't originally think it was an angel. He went to, I want to say it was his uncle, maybe it was his wife's father or something. And I think that's how it goes. He convinced him. I was like, no, it was actually an angel. It was Gabriel, or as they say, Jabril, who he was talking to. Which, I mean, that just sounds exactly like Mormonism. Really. So you mean to tell me that the government lost 50,000 jobs and then the private sector got the number back up closer to 0? Sounds about right. Oh, also, the unemployment rate dropped 4.2% to 4.1% because more people left the workforce, so that's a fun one. Yeah, CNN just, I guess not wanting context. Why would they? They never like context. Oh, we gotta talk about Hassan. Oh, I don't want to talk about Hassan Piker. Jesus Christ. This piece of shit. I'll just kind of sum it up. Hassan Piker, noted scumbag, total piece of shit. I hope he sees this. He won't, but I would love it if he saw this. You're a fucking scumbag, piece of shit, hypocrite, cocksucking flaggot. And here he says, we're here to destroy the white race, bitch. We want more immigrants to come into your countries, and then they're going to fuck your sisters and then your daughters. This guy is just... I don't know if there's ever a person I have more contempt for than Hassan Piker. I can't think of a person I can't stand more than Hassan Piker. Let's skip that for a bit. We'll get back to that. Look, I don't like Joe Biden. I think he was a terrible president. He was a horrible career politician. But that being said, fuck cancer. Hunter Biden says Joe's prostate cancer has spread to other places in his body. I mean, karma has a funny way of working things out. God's justice eventually catches up to you. And you do eventually have to pay the piper. That being said, I don't wish evil on people. I don't wish cancer on people. It's a sickness. I don't wish terrible things on people. At the same time, I do wish justice, which can imply wishing terrible things to happen to people. But yeah, the cancer apparently has spread. This is a heavy update for former president. Hunter Biden gave an interview where he informed the BBC that his father, former President Joe Biden's cancer has spread to his bones and other parts of his body. I mean, look, again, I don't like Hunter. I don't like Joe. But thinking in terms of a father and a son having to relay information that his father has a horrible sickness that is spreading, man, that sucks. That truly does have to suck. So I do, in a human sense, feel bad, and that's about it. So, give him 1 year tops. Man, probably. If it's in his bones, that's not good. That's pretty far embedded. I'm not a cancerologist, but that's pretty far embedded. That's not good. But speaking of Joe, this makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle. Here's a little bit of political irony. Mondami, who hates voter ID, wants to require ID in the government grocery stores. So you're too stupid to have ID in order to vote, but you need ID in order to buy Doritos in New York City. just gonna let the audience sit with that for a second, because yes, that is fucking true. Wow. Spencer Pratt, fucking A. Racist Kami Mandami is going to make you show ID in his markets. You want your government subsidized arugula? I don't want any arugula. Show your papers, please. Paper, where are the papers? Ask for ID to vote? Bigot. Are you starting to realize what disingenuous lying buffoons these commies are? Starting to? I never stopped.
How are you going to keep people from taking advantage of that, that deal, basically? And is there going to be a limit on the number of items that someone can take that are discounted at that level from that essential basket?
So our RFP makes very clear that this is a program for New Yorkers to be able to put food on the table, not a program for people to be able to make a quick buck through reselling. I'm going to pass it over to our EDC head, Ginny Pack, to add some additional details.
Yes, if you look at our RFP for the operator, we are looking to make sure that we target New Yorkers, whether it be at sort of a library card-esque thing, and also we manage who's buying, and that is focused on everyday New Yorkers. So we are mindful of that, and so we're going to make sure that we have all the things in place to ensure that that does not happen.
And not a shred of fucking irony ever noticed, as every word that passed through that dumbass's lips just proves why we need voter ID and the Save America Act. You want to keep people from buying Doritos to not cheat the system, but you don't see how that is exactly the point of voter identification. This shows that it's not incompetence, it is all by design. They want to stop you from having food, but they want to force fucking every illegal to be right in the front line to vote, to make sure that more communism comes to your state so that more food is put behind an identification blockade. It's like, oh, they know. Oh, they fucking know. This is a design. I don't give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, sure, don't make it wrong. AOC, massive retard. A lot of them are not bright people. They pretend to be smart. They're dumb as rocks. But this is just, what the fuck? Yeah, we are looking to make sure that we target New Yorkers, whether it be some sort of library card-esque thing. And wait, let me figure this out. So black people are, by their own account, too stupid to have identification, be it driver's license, a library card. How are those same people going to get an ID so that they can buy their food? If they can get an ID to buy food, can't they have an ID to, vote? The amount of irony here is just really starting to piss me off, and we gotta kind of get through this, so I'm gonna close some of this stuff. Nurse adopts baby she first met while caring for her in NICU, in the NICU. This is a nice story. I can just kind of go through this. Massachusetts nurse Nora Lussier first met baby Pamela as a patient in the NICU at Beverly Hospital. The baby had been exposed to drugs in the womb and was to be placed in foster care at birth, but the foster family who was lined up to take her home from the hospital was not able to provide the specialized care that this baby needed. The nurse and her husband had already been thinking about becoming foster parents, and her co-workers gave her the push to intervene in her teeny patient's life. That is a story we needed right now because that is an amazingly beautiful story. Good for you. Good for you. Now that is a nurse. That is a nurse that wouldn't do dances during COVID as grandma and grandpa die alone. But this is a long bit of interesting news. I don't know if we can get through all of it, but let's see if I can get to the beginning. This was put in by Nyala. A little girl in Kentucky was given 3 days to live. Her mom was told to call a funeral home and start making arrangements. Let's see if I can...
And he sat with me for a couple hours.
Brooklyn Dotson and Noah Waters say their love story is decades in the making.
Ready for the commitment.
He'd do anything for anyone, and he's a strong, hardworking man.
What started as childhood friendship eventually became something more.
And it got to the point that we were FaceTiming each other 8 hours a day.
Brooklyn is from
FaceTiming
Kentucky,
each
Noah
other
from
8
Ohio.
hours a
I realized
day.
that I kind of had feelings, and it was after my birthday. My mom had contacted him and was like, I think Brooke likes you. And that same weekend, he came to see me.
Oh, I got her. You know, I'm hook, line, sinker. I'm going to go do my best, you know. Here's my shot.
They eventually got engaged and set a date for September in Monticello. For Brooklyn, planning a wedding is even more special because growing up was not guaranteed.
I was just a little baby, and at the time before my transplant, the doctors only gave me 3 days to live, and they told my mom to go ahead and call the funeral home and make my arrangements, and she didn't give up on me.
She's able to walk down the aisle at 24 years old because of a liver transplant she received as a toddler. Born in Letcher County, she was diagnosed with a rare liver condition at just a few months old. She underwent the life-saving procedure at Cincinnati Children's Hospital in 2003.
Do you believe that this was divine intervention 20 years ago?
Yes.
I mean, how else do you explain it?
Noah is also passionate about organ donation. He was just a little boy when his older brother Michael expressed his desire to become an organ donor.
Even as a kid, he'd do anything for anybody. I mean, he taught me how to ride a bike.
Wow.
He was there for me for surgeries I've had and stuff like that. But he's a sweet kid. For 10, he was way more mature than he needed to be.
Michael was 10 when he was hit and killed by a car in Dayton, Ohio. His parents honored his wish. His heart and eyes were donated to patients in need, along with his liver, which went to a little girl in Kentucky.
And I get to enjoy life because of him, and I get to live and hopefully honor his memory the best way that I can. And
That's...
Can you get his last name?
And I do get his last name.
For Brooklyn.
That's insane. So this guy's brother, who was a organ donor who unfortunately had passed, his organs were later used to save his brother's his sister-in-law, a sister-in-law who he never gets to meet, but thanks to him gets to spend her life with his good God, that's amazing. That's a great. We need more shit like this. I wanted to.
Michael's donation wasn't just a second chance.
I'd say he probably knew what his purpose was.
It was the connection to her future husband.
I had no idea that my brother was going to save my wife's life 20 years later.
Noah's cousin Beth says their family's faith has led them here.
I look now and I think God always has a plan, and it was for them to be together to carry on our family's legacy through Michael, and I believe that Michael probably had a little hand in helping them get together as well.
It's the next chapter, and a story that began with Michael's yes to organ donation and will end with an I do.
At the end of the day, we're regular people. We just met in an extraordinary way.
And I'm a living, breathing, walking miracle, and I know God has definitely played a role in this as well.
I spoke with Michael and Noah's mother yesterday on the phone. She described just how many people benefited from Michael's organ donation. She said the man who actually received his heart will be attending the wedding in September.
Wow. That's great. But we have to get to the titular article, which today's episode of Midnight Mass, episode 32, is called Tuck Around and Find Out. Before I get to the main article, please leave a like. Please share this show, this stream, the show, just whatever you want to call it, out. And if you wish to defeat this weird incumbent stream boss, Kevin, which is not supposed to be. I don't like this. I don't want Kevin as stream boss. I don't know who. This isn't the Kevin I know. This is a different Kevin. I don't like this Kevin. But if you wish to defeat this stream boss, please, Streamlabs down below. As Baba was so generous with her donation, it is in part going to help with my mom's birthday. I don't know in what way, but it's my mom's birthday's next week, so I'd like to do something nice for her. And it's already been great by what has happened already today. But let's get to this. Anti-Trump conservatives, let's just use that term loosely, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Massey, huddle about launching a third-party movement. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be just as freshly smelling as any other movement has ever been. Look. We don't need new parties. That is it. More parties are not the problem. More parties are just going to be like, look at what Canada has, what Europe has. When you have all these parties and you have one group that has, let's say, 35% of the vote, they only have the ringing endorsement of 35% of the whole population, which is by no means a majority, but because the votes are so spread out between how many parties, they somehow win. So I don't know how this is a good idea at all. I mean, how did it work for the Libertarians? No one votes third party. No one votes Green Party. It doesn't happen. The controlled opposition party. Yeah, and I said this. I actually I left a comment on the latest Double Barreled, basically saying this, and it's like this is what the left wants. The left wants the right fracturing. It's the common strategy of don't interrupt your enemy when they're doing something stupid. The left is not going to interrupt the right when they're doing something stupid, but for some reason we have to interrupt them when they're doing something stupid. China is not going to interrupt us when we're doing something stupid. Guess what? Because they want us to continuously do things that are stupid. What about the Fago party? You know what? I think the only parties that matter are pizza parties, and so then thus Fago ones. Ugh. But why? President Donald Trump's most vocal opponents on the right were sowing the seeds of future third-party political organization during a weekend get-together aimed at undercutting the Republican establishment. If you want to see the get-together, here is the get-together. Former Congressman, because she has to put that in, Marjorie Taylor Greene posted on X, "We said no more foreign wars, and we meant it," and supported Donald Trump because he made that promise. Technically, no. He said no forever wars. If you have any brain cell more than, one, you will know that Donald Trump has said Iran has been a problem going back to the fucking 80s. Going back to the 1980s, Trump has been ringing the bell for Iran not having explosively nuclear weaponry. Do I think that we need to do something in Iran and just fucking finish it and stop pussyfooting around? Yes. But let's not pretend as if this is somehow a war for Israel, which is basically what they want to say. Because, we all know what they want to say. And what they want to say is,
Jews, why?
Yes. That's what they want to say. But he's betrayed us all. Okay. I think you're stupid, but okay. Our commitment is America first for all Americans, right, left, and center. The movement has begun. So what you're saying is you're trying to work with the left. You want all Americans first, right, left. Okay. But here's the thing. The left isn't America first. And quite frankly, neither are you, since you guys want to rag on about how much you don't like foreign interference and money. How many of you are getting Qatari money? You guys want to talk about who the top 10 people are, countries that, have financial say? Number 1 is China. Number 2 is Japan. Hell, even the Bahamas rank higher than Israel. Do I like Israel having influence in our country? Fuck no. Hell no. I don't want any country having financial influence in this country. But let's not pretend as if that one lone country is doing all of it. We can't talk about Saudi Arabia. Can't talk about Qatar. You know? Can't talk about China, who's the number one. And for some reason, again, how is the Bahamas up there? in the top 10? By the way, Israel is 10. MAGA was betrayed, according to Tucker Carlson. We all were. It's time for a new path forward. More tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. No, the answer is not a new party, Tuck. It's just not. And I know maybe, you feel the Republicans aren't doing anything, and you certainly don't want to be with the Democrats. The answer isn't more parties. The answer is actually less parties. How do we achieve that? Now that's where we need to actually debate. Because the Founding Fathers didn't want political parties because political parties made politicians powerful. Marjorie Taylor Greene thought she was more popular and important than she is. Yeah. And look, that's exactly what Tucker is. Tucker thought he was far more of a kingmaker than he really is. Navigation C. Iran has straight up attacked how many of its own neighbors? Yeah, here's the thing. If this was really all about Israel, why are so many non-Israel countries helping? Oh my god. So that's what this is. This is just insanity. I don't think more political parties are the answer. And I just looked at what time it was, and I think we all know. I say, you know what? Give them a shot. I don't see it going anywhere. But this is just going to create more fracturing, more civil war, which, is nothing more than going to help the Democrats. Because guess what? Let's wind the clocks back. Like the Joker says, let's wind the clocks back a year. This is exactly what happened when Teddy Roosevelt threw a temper tantrum, went third party, and then you got, Woodrow Wilson? That's how Woodrow Wilson got elected, because he split the vote. Woodrow Wilson enters the chat, and we go right into World War I. And that leads into World War II and basically all this other shit. So yeah, splitting the party, great idea, guys. Let's tuck around and find out on that one. But we're almost at the end of the show. We're gonna have some palate cleansers. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for everyone that has dropped a donation today. And if you wish to do so, there's still time. So let's get to the palate cleansers of this episode.
Australia just found a new spider that yeets bugs. Yeah, as if the country was not covered in enough fucking spider spawners, our scientists have discovered the brand new ballista spider. Because they didn't think that maybe, just maybe, we already have a fucking enough of those. However, this 8-legged DLC stands out from the default eldritch horrors covering the country because, and I'm not making this up, I promise, they basically use Scooby-Doo traps to send ants to fucking space. And today, gang, I'm gonna teach you how the fuck that works. Our target is specifically the green tree ant, because ballista spiders are picky eaters who won't fucking touch anything else.
Brother,
And step one for grabbing their dino nuggies is the boring bit. Spinning up a normal bone fucking stock web. Foundation laid, we can get to the fun bit. The ballista spider lowers itself around 30 centimeters to a nearby leaf or branch, stands there, runs some mathematical equations for trajectory and velocity, and then marks an anchor point. Once that point is marked, it will spend the next 4 hours spinning silk between the anchor and a nearby branch, pulling it tighter and tighter, essentially spinning up a comedically large spring. Then they coat the anchor point with pheromones, essentially spraying a giant fucking free candy sign onto it, and they just piss off into the trees and wait. Meanwhile, a green tree ant walking by just happens to notice, well, look at that totally not suspicious construction that says free candy. Well, I've got nothing better to do of the evening. I guess I'll just wander on over here and just have a good old bit of a ball. Yeah, the second those mandibles nicked the spring, it snapped, grabbing the ant and instantly accelerating it with 140 Gs of force.
Whoa!
That is 15 times what a fucking fighter jet pilot experiences at maximum Gs.
Wow.
The ant then sails through the air in a beautiful arc before slamming directly into the waiting spider web and fucking dying.
Wow.
Australia just found...
Nature is fucked up, isn't it? Oh, okay, so I found this. Oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, come on. Okay, I found this.
London City, Amsterdam, not Melbourne.
Come, ah, god damn it. I might turn this into a donation. I don't know yet, but it's fucking hysterical.
London City, Amsterdam, not Melbourne, pretty handsome man, your inheritance bound. Name was scam, not Jewish child. Lambs and ham, his mom's spaghetti. M&M, male sheep puberty. Lamb to ram, causing red jelly. Traffic jam, squash both them titties. Mammogram.
I think I might turn that into a donation.
Handsome man, your inheritance bound. Name was scam, not Jewish child.
Lambs and ham,
his mom's spaghetti.
M&M,
male sheep puberty. Lamb to ram, causing red jelly. Traffic jam, squash both them titties. Mammogram.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I might turn that into a donation, but I don't fully know yet. If I have enough room, I can, but I may not have enough room in Streamlabs. That's the end of the show, guys. I want to thank everyone that came by. Had a lot. The studio over here in my OBS says 69. Nice. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, especially recently with the records on my streams. It's been insane to see. I really hope this means the channel's growing, the shows are growing, and I hope that means it's good news. I want to thank Donka and Baba for putting in towards, basically just throwing in money in the hat, which I can use towards a new game, and of course my mom's birthday next week. So thank you both for that. And unfortunately, that does mean that this weird guy named Kevin is stream boss. But it also means that Baba is the #1 donator for this month. So she might be the green name this month. Unless Lunatic decides to say otherwise. But I'm going to say laters and good night. And whatever you guys are doing for the rest of the night, guys, have fun, be safe, all that shit. And remember, God bless, and may demons fear when you wake in the morning. No, I don't know what tomorrow's game is. I'll probably put a poll up in the Discord. So, yeah. Anyways, laters.